candidates of the 1903 Australian federal election. This article provides information on candidates who stood for the 1903 Australian federal election. The election was held on 16 December 1903. By elections and appointments. On 14 September 1901, Littleton Groom Protectionist was elected to replace William Henry Groom Protectionist as a member for Darling Downs. On 26 March 1902, William Hartnell Free Trade was elected to replace Frederick Pease Free Trade as one of the 5 members for Tasmania. On 21 January 1903, Robert Reid Free Trade was appointed as a Victorian Senator to replace Sir Frederick Sorgood Free Trade. On 20 May 1903, Henry Saunders Free Trade was appointed as a Western Australian Senator to replace Norman Ewing Free Trade. On 4 September 1903, George Reid Free Trade won the seat of East Sydney, which he had recontested to assert his leadership. On 8 October 1903, Charles McKellar Protectionist was appointed as a New South Wales Senator to replace Richard O'Connor Protectionist. Defection. In 1902, Free Trade MP Alexander Poynton Gray joined the Labour Party. South Australian Free Trade MP Sir Frederick Calder had resigned from the party by the 1903 election after being elected Speaker of the House of Representatives in 1901. He contested the election as an independent, but was unopposed by the other parties. Queensland Protectionist MP Thomas MacDonald Patterson Brisbane lost pre-selection and contested the election as an independent. Tasmanian Free Trade Senator Henry Dobson contested the election as a member of the Tariff Reform Party. Queensland Protectionist Senator Thomas Glassy lost pre-selection and contested the election as an independent. Redistributions, then seat changes. South Australia and Tasmania, which for the first federal election were contested as single electorates for the House of Representatives. South Australia was divided into 7 electorates: Adelaide, Angus, Barker, Whitby, Grey, Hyde, Marsh and Wakefield. Of the 7 members elected for the division of South Australia in 1901, Charles Kingston Protectionist contested Adelaide, Paddy Glynn Free Trade contested Angus, Sir Landon Bonathan Protectionist contested Barker, Lee Batcher Labour and Wayman Louis Solomon Free Trade contested Whitby, Alexander Poynton Labour contested Grey, Sir Frederick Calder the Speaker contested Wakefield, and no sitting members contested Hindmarsh. Tasmania was divided into 5 electorates: Bass, Darwin, Denison, Franklin and Wilmot. Of the 5 members elected for the division of Tasmania in 1901, William Hartnell Free Trade contested Bass, King Amai Labour contested Darwin, Sir Philip Fresh Protectionist and Norman Cameron Free Trade contested Denison, Sir Edward Braddon Free Trade contested Wilmot, and no sitting members contested Franklin. The Free Trade MP for Lyne, Francis McLean, contested Hume. Protectionist. Sir Edmund Barton, MP Hunter, NSW George Cruikshank, MP Gwydir, NSW Chester Manifold, MP Corangamite, Vic Senator Sir John Downer, SA Senator Charles McKellar, NSW. Free Trade. Samuel Cook, MP Warren, Vic Arthur Groom, MP Flinders, Vic Sir William Macmillan, MP Wentworth, NSW Senator John Ferguson QLD seat declared vacant prior to election due to lack of attendance. Senator Edward Tarney WA, Senator Robert Reid Vic. Independent. Alexander Patterson, MP Capricorni QLE. House of Representatives. Sitting members at the time of the election are shown in bold text. Successful candidates are highlighted in the relevant color. Where there is possible confusion, an asterisk is also used. Senate. Sitting senators are listed in bold. Tickets that elected at least one senator are highlighted in the relevant color. Successful candidates are identified by an asterisk. New South Wales. 3 seats were up for election. The Protectionist Party was defending 1 seat. The Free Trade Party was defending 2 seats. Free Trade Senators Albert Goode, Edward Millen and James Walker were not up for a re-election. Queensland. 3 seats were up for election. The Protectionist Party was defending 1 seat. The Free Trade Party was defending 1 seat. The Labour Party was defending 1 seat. Protectionist Senator James Drake and Labour Senators Sanderson Dawson and William Hicks were not up for a re-election. South Australia. 3 seats were up for election. The Protectionist Party was defending 1 seat. The Free Trade Party was defending 1 seat. The Labour Party was defending 1 seat. Protectionist Senator Thomas Playford and Free Trade Senators Sir Richard Baker and Sir Josiah Simon were not up for a re-election. Tasmania. 3 seats were up for election. The Protectionist Party was defending 1 seat. The Free Trade Party was defending 2 seats. Protectionist Senator John Keating, Free Trade Senator John Clements and Labour Senator David O'Keefe were not up for a re-election. Victoria. 4 seats were up for election, one of which was for the short-term vacancy caused by Free Trade Senator Sir Frederick Sorgood's death, which had been filled in the interim by Free Trader Robert Reid. The Protectionist Party was defending 2 seats. The Free Trade Party was defending 1 seat. The Labour Party was defending one seat, although Senator John Barrett had been denied Labour endorsement and instead ran on the protectionist ticket. Protectionist Senator Simon Fraser and Sir William Zeal were not up for re-election. Western Australia. 3 seats were up for election. The Free Trade Party was defending 2 seats. The Labour Party was defending 1 seat. Free Trade Senators Alexander Matheson and Stanford Smith and Labour Senator George Pearce were not up for a re-election.